Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at a new knife company, production knife company out of Utah named Arcform, and they are new to the knife game, but not new to the knife industry. They are a division of Flytanium, so a lot of you are probably familiar with that, in making knife scales, backspacers, standoffs, that kind of thing for all of your production knives. So they are definitely not new to the knife industry. They have teamed up with Geoff Blauvelt, who is also known as Tough Knives in the custom world, and also Tough Thumbs, you may know him as on YouTube. But he is the designer on this, and yeah, looks like it's going to be an awesome collaboration. The box is pretty nice for a standard box that would come from a production company. More than you would normally see. You got magnetic closures here, some information inside about knife care, a little bit about Arcform themselves. I'll let you guys read that. And let's take a look at the knife itself. So here we have the Slimfoot, their first knife. And I should tell you as well, this is being made for them by Reate Knives out of China. And if you're familiar with Reate, they put out some really high-end production pieces that would be pretty close to some of your custom stuff, but definitely top of the line as far as production knives go. So they are making this for Arcform, and that's pretty exciting because we've got a couple of their knives and their fit and finish is absolutely amazing. One of the first things I notice on this titanium is that where it meets up with the carbon fiber is completely flush. I don't know if you can really see that in the camera, but there's no raised edge. It's completely smooth. So the tolerances there have got to be really tight, which is cool as far as fit and finish goes. They are using Torx hardware, which is great. Makes it nice for if you ever have to service it, clean your knives at all. On the back spacer, you do have some light jimping cut in there, but it is a real flat, smooth surface still, so it's not going to be real abrasive or harsh when you're holding the knife in your hand or when it's sliding up and down in your pocket. We've got a 3D machined pocket clip, which is always nice in my opinion, a nice added feature. And this one's got a nice ramp to it, so getting it in and out of the pocket should be pretty easy. It's got a little bit of spring, so getting it over that initial bit of fabric won't be a problem. And a big pet peeve of mine is sometimes you end up with this shallow area under the pocket clip, so getting it into a normal pair of pants can be kind of hard, but this one looks like it's got plenty of room there. Some cool detail to the frame lock cut out here. You can see just got 3 milled pockets there, which is kind of a cool added detail. This is a titanium frame lock, and it is running on a caged ceramic bearing system. So deployment should be pretty nice on this. The flipper tab is nice and small, which is nice. Having something that sticks out all the time and catches on things or just protrudes really far is never a huge plus, but this one's nice and flat. As far as deployment goes, it snaps right open and you are left with a sheep's foot blade. And I kind of like this design. It reminds me of a straight razor in a way. And I think it will have good cutting abilities. You could use this, I mean, not that you're going to be using your knives in the kitchen all the time, but it would be a good food prep knife or just all around slicing type knife. You've got a fuller here at the top that runs the full length of the blade on both sides. maker's mark here and a designer's mark on this side. You do have a steel, you can see it, but there is a steel lock bar insert, which will also act as an over travel protection. Yeah, this is a real nice fit and finish on this thing. The blade is not super thick, but it's not super thin either. You're looking at about 3.5 inch blade, and the blade thickness is 0.15 inches. However, I don't know if you can see, they've done a good job at the top of kind of beveling this top edge so that it comes back a little bit thinner and then thickens out again. But then on the cutting edge, it gets nice and thin, which will be great for slicing or having to cut through stuff. It has a bead blasted finish, kind of a stone wash on the actual cutting surface. But then in between that and the spine of the knife, you've got a nice satin finish across this area here. This thing is pretty smooth in the hand. It flips, well, unless you slip off the flipper, it flicks right open, generally the first time. And as far as when you're closing it, the detent seems like it's pretty nice. Now granted, we haven't broke this thing in. This is probably my 4th time flipping this, so with time it will break in a little bit better. But so far I think they've done a good job with their first knife, and look forward to giving this some time in the pocket and some use to see how it holds up in the long term. Looks like not too heavy. Looking at about 4.6 ounces, so there's definitely heavier knives, definitely lighter knives. One of the things they did not do, and I don't know how well you can see this, is there is no milling out of the titanium inside. So you've got a full piece of titanium, which is where it gets a little bit extra of that weight. In the hand, it feels really good. Kind of, even though it's a straight knife that doesn't have a lot of curvature to the handle, the way it's beveled on these different edges, it kind of fits in your hand real nice, and at least for me. I'm glad they decided not to go with any jimping on the back of the blade. With a knife like this, you're not going to be doing any hardcore tasks probably to where you're batoning or anything like that. Not what it's meant for. So you still got plenty of thumb traction there, but you don't have any aggressiveness to where it's going to really rub on your thumb. S35 VN blade, it is not marked on the knife anywhere that I can find, but their website does indicate that it is an S35 VN, so you're going to get a great steel. It's going to hold an edge for a long time, not be too hard to sharpen up. But yeah, so that's our first impression of this knife. I know they have them available on their website, and hopefully we'll be having some available on our website as well, which you'll find in the link. And let us know in the comments what you think of this this new collaboration. So, all right, guys, that's it for us. Have a great rest of the afternoon.